welcome to the Anime Analyst. I am your host, Thomas Fry.
And I'm your co-host, Hasnanda.
And we are here to bring you Wistoria Wand and Sword, the anime tonight. Sorry, brain fart there. You have to excuse me. I had it right there on the tip of my tongue. That's going to be my code of starting this show. I always have a brain fart right at the beginning of the show. I sat there and said that name 10 times right before, we go live, and then I screwed up. Okay, it's a 12 episode. It's considered currently airing. It's the summer of 2024. It's from Bandai Namco Music Live Filmworks. It's created from a manga. The genre is action, adventure, fantasy, and the theme is school. And it's a shonen genre. It's PG-13, and it's ranked 944. So that's as we always say, if it's 500 or less, it's a top anime. If it's 500 to 1,000, it would be like, if the tops all scored 9s, these would be in the 8s. And this just happens to be a 7.82. So if you round off, it's an 8. So, but we'll leave it at 7.82. But they don't have a lot of, they didn't have a lot of voters on this. It was only 34,000. So that number should probably go down once they get more. So anyway, let's get started. So our MC, Will Seifert, is going to a magic school, and he has no magic. He couldn't get a spell to fire off if he wanted to. But the kid is physically fit like nobody's business, and he takes that sword of his. It is a magic sword. He can use all kinds of magic equipment, which I think is great. I got to give this kid props. I mean, he basically, he's a little piggy that walked into a den of wolves, and he's holding his own. Ain't nobody eating this little piggy. You ain't blowing my house down. It's made out of concrete and rebar. He built a strong house. And a lot of people have this misconception. When it comes to magic, they don't realize that a sword can cut a spell. There's a lot of animes that explain this. You got to look for the magic point, and you find that magic point in the spell. If you cut into that thing, you cut the spell. And it goes back to, without going too deep into this again, because I've talked about it many times, if you take the world of magic and you take from what we know in reality, and remember, a lot of people don't believe this, they think it's all BS, and I don't really care, because I've seen magic, I know magic is real. And magic can be cut by a sword. If the wielder knows what he's doing and knows how to do it. I mean, you can't just pick up a sword and go swing it wildly, and you're not going to stop anything. But if you are highly trained, and he grew up with one of the best all-time magicians on the planet at the time in this anime, you're going to pick up a few things just being there. And we'll get into that later on, because that, we'll come back to that, because that comes in our review. But I like the setup on this anime. They are just doing this with one MC. They're not saying all these characters are main characters. They've got one, and we're following Will and in his life and struggles and times. Getting through a magic school with no magic. So, what do you think of this one?
Okay, so the story is good, the illustration is good, I have seen everything. But I have a question, like I was reading some reviews, like some Harry Potter fans said that this is a cheap knockoff of Harry Potter. Like I have not seen anything related to Harry Potter, so I have no idea what is the story.
I made it through 2.5 of them. and then I just couldn't take it anymore because they take the realm of magic, which is beautiful to me, and they make it absurd. And I'm going to get lambasted for saying that because there are millions of people that are into Harry Potter, but it's a movie, it's fake, and they didn't follow the world building in general that a lot of writers follow. She went off the chain on that, and there's some similarities, but I mean, how many stories can you write about magic school and not somewhat look like a movie or something? So, to me, it's stupid that that's just someone that loves Harry Potter and they don't like it that somebody doesn't like Harry Potter and they like something else. Because there's nothing alike other than a couple of the characters look like a couple of the other characters, but it doesn't play out the same way. If it was a knockoff, you'd have three main characters. You'd have, a girl and both boys, and the girl would like the second boy, not the main character. And so it's another one they do that with is Seven Spell Blades. I love that anime. That's in my top 10 all-time anime, and a lot of people don't like it because they said it's another one. Oh, it's a Harry Potter knockoff. What, because they got brooms? All witches have brooms, so you're going to have broom things, And they didn't even go into, because they have like broom soccer, just like they did in here, I'm just gonna say HP from now on. I'm not advertising for them. So they stayed away from it in that one, and they just kind of talked about it with students walking past, and it was never brought up again because they didn't want to get, oh, you're just a cheap knockoff of this famous movie. Well, it's not. Don't worry about it. Both of them are worth seeing. This is a really well-written, and this is taken from a manga, and they've got a proper plot line. They've got proper character building. They've got they've got two protagonists in this, and two antagonists, one protagonist in this. It's done well. It's done very well. I can't wait for the next episode. I just watched one the other day, so it'll be, I think it was 4 days now, so every 7 days we get a new one. Episode 8 just came out, so, we got a little ways to go in this, and we will revisit this one again. It's that good. It's worth talking about. High quality animes, you have your 5 points of your story, and does it hit all 5 points? Well, so far it's hit every point the way it should. The illustrators, the voice actors, they put the proper voice actors with the proper character. They do an excellent job with this. I don't know if I'd say Emmy Award winning, but I think we'll see this in the awards ceremony, next year, at some level. It may only be one category, but I think they should be in there somewhere. And I hope so, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've watched it 3 times now, beginning to end, because I like it.
I have watched 2 times. This is the I have watched 2 times.
Let's bring up. All right, so tonight we are talking about Wistoria, Wand and Sword. It's really good. It just such an outlier character coming in, and the only reason he's there is because he is absolutely in love with this chick right here. Albus, Alfara Albus Seifert grew up with Will in the same um,
Orphanage.
orphanage, yes. And so they're really good friends. I mean, they grew up together. So it's an absolute love story. And a lot of times, the guy at the bottom that's trying to catch up to the girl doesn't even know the guy exists. Well, this one, she's longing for that lone sword. She doesn't want a magician. She doesn't care if someone comes up and follows her and her magic. She wants
Yeah,
that.
I have another question. Maybe I missed it or like it's not there. Like, did they explain like what is the purpose of the tower? Like, who get to the top of the
Okay,
tower?
yeah, they explain that. The purpose of the tower is the mages up in the tower are the lead mages in keeping the sky from falling. There's something going on outside the atmosphere, and they're in a bubble, so they're living in their entire town, and everything is shielded in this shield. Now, I don't know if there's trains and there's other towns or whatever, but this magic school and the city surrounding it is in a bubble, and they have to have mages that keep that roof. You can see in the anime, in the episodes, where they have these big long pillars that go up to the sky, and they're an odd color. They're like a baby blue against the green, and the house is in the background, so they stick out like a sore thumb. And what are the pillars of holding the sky up, and it's the magic that activates those towers and keeps the sky from falling. And it is prophesied to fall, so they're trying to hurry up and get people up in that tower, and that's why such the rush. That's why everyone's trying so hard. You either got to get 10,000 credits, or you got to be scouted from someone in the tower. um, I think Will make it in the end. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. He has a fan up there that loves him, and he is proving his fortitude that he can make it there. And see, once again, we're already 2.5 minutes over our time, and it's just so interesting in talking about this anime. So, all right, so let's get on to our next subject. We have on September 27th, we are going to explain all apps that where you can go to watch anime, how much they cost, what you got to do, can you download them, are they better on phones, tablets, or computers. We'll go through and we'll do a whole show on just how you watch anime, so look forward to that. We'll talk about Crunchyroll, High Dive, All Manga, My Anime List, all of them. So mark that on your calendar. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us, and hit the little bell, and we'll tell you little secrets as we go and when shows are going to come alive. So give us what's your overall so far? We're up to episode 8. What would you say in general about this anime?
We are up to episode 10.
Really?
Yes, and I think
Oh.
yeah.
I didn't roll up my. And they're both watched. I've seen them.
I think, but
Because
they're not
it's
dubbed right now. It's in Japanese.
it's the well, it's the praxis. I've already watched them, and they're at a point where they're in trouble right there, and everything's gone haywire, and shame on me. I forgot. I said episode 8. I mean episode 10. We got 2 more episodes. I apologize for that. Take the whip, and I'll go get my 50 lashes tied to a sailboat mast. So anyway, so go ahead and we'll try this one more time. What do you think of the 10 episodes so far in Wistoria Wand and Sword?
No, I think it's turned out to be good. Like, it started from like everybody's normal, like all the buddies they think less of him. Even the teacher, he tried to mock him, like when he brings him in front of the class to make a simple fire spell, but he's not able to. But everything changes after the episode 7 when
Yep.
he didn't win that, but he fought really well, like, and he got the respect to everybody that he deserved. And
Yeah,
that
he didn't need
situation,
to win it. He
yes,
put a hurting on Julius in that. He took out the #1 student. When you do that in a magic show with no magic, you're going to get some attention. And I liked that. I loved the fact that they showed him jumping up in joy and loving it. Instead of, most MCs, they'd have him cowering in a corner and, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. He's jumping up and down. He says, finally, people like me. They see me for what I can do. I
yes,
like that.
I felt bad when he defeated Julius and somebody else pick up the crown.
Yeah, you kind of knew that was coming. I mean, he was kind of dragging his feet there at the end, so he kind of got what he deserved, It's a crown race. I wouldn't have, in the middle of beating the hell out of Julius, he walked by that crown 5 times. Why didn't he just reach out and grab it and put it on? It would have been over. I didn't get that part. That's the only part I don't get. Maybe they'll explain it in the next 2 episodes. But the praxis is pretty cool. I like where it's at right now. I can't wait till the next episode comes out. And I think I know why I said 8 instead of 10, because they've dubbed the 8. And I was watching it again, and I stopped at 8 to do the show, and I didn't scroll down to finish the other. So, sorry, please forgive me. I'll make it up to you on September 27th. I'll tell you an extra secret about Crunchyroll. All right. This is the Anime Analyst. I am your host, Thomas Fry.
And I'm your co-host, Sanjay.
And we will see you tomorrow.